this evening are Miss Lawton 1975, Sabina Regan. Miss Lawton 1980, Karen House, who will be performing with the Spurlows. And Miss Oklahoma 1984, Julie Sunday. And now, please help me welcome Cindy Baker, Miss Lawton 1984, and the 1985 Miss Lawton contestants.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lawton's favorite hostess, please welcome Miss Oklahoma 1979, Jill Patton.
you are in store for one terrific show, as you can see by the opening number. I tell you, these girls have been hard at work, and now I know why they look so great in their swimsuits. Was that opening number not fantastic? We have several special guests with us tonight, and I want to introduce to you at this time those former Miss Lawtons that can be with us tonight. Beginning with Miss Lawton of 1968, first time back for the Miss Lawton Pageant, Candace Early. In addition, you can leading roles in Broadway musicals. She has for the past 9 years appeared as Donna Beck on the popular daytime drama All My Children. Candy feels that her reign as Miss Lawton helped prepare her for that career, both as a performer and in her contact with the public. She's currently in the process of having her birthplace legally changed from Texas to Lawton, Oklahoma. I didn't even know that could be done, but if anybody could do it, Candy Early could do that. She is second only to Mayor Gilley in proclaiming her love for and promotion of her hometown of Lawton wherever she goes, and I want her to take this opportunity to share a few words of her hometown.
Thank you. Welcome back to Lawton. First of all, I tried unsuccessfully to get Debbie Griffin to trade years with me. She's much younger than I am. I think my year as Miss Lawton in 1968 prepared me for some of the wonders and some of the horrors that would face me as a professional in show business, as well as the wonderful training I received in Lawton from my educators in the arts. I got to meet people, and I got to lose some of the horrid shyness with which I've been cursed all my life. And I thank Lawton for giving me that chance. I want to wish every single girl back there tonight good luck, because they're all winners already.
We have Miss Lawton of 1972, Debbie Griffin Tia. Debbie studied at Cameron University and graduated from the University of Oklahoma with a degree in speech and hearing pathology. She married Richard Tia, and the couple live in Oklahoma City. Since 72, Debbie has played in Summer Stock Theater in Colorado, University Productions, Lyric Theater, and Gaslight Dinner Theater in Oklahoma City. Her love still lies in the theater, but has been temporarily replaced by the game of golf. Working for her husband's company, she now puts her theatrical background to use by singing and playing the guitar to her 2 sons, Ryan 5 and Mitchell 3. Debbie Tia, Miss Lawton. Miss Lawton of 1975, Sabine Reagan. This year marks Sabine's 10th year anniversary of working with the Miss Lawton Pageant. In addition to working with the pageant, she has judged several local pageants throughout the state of Oklahoma. Sabine is active in community theater productions and recently finished a cabaret production of They're Playing Our Song. Sabine is a materials manager at Torrent Corporation, and she's married to Jim, and they have a daughter, Brittany. This is Sabine Reagan, Miss Lawton of 75. Miss Lawton of 1976, Gina Ezel. Gina attended Cameron University, where she graduated in '84 with a Bachelor of Science degree in accounting. Gina has participated in the last 3 Miss Lawton pageants. Currently, she works in accounts payable at Torrent Corporation. Now, Gina and I competed together at the Miss Oklahoma pageant in '76, and neither one of us won. One of those years. Gina Ezel. Miss Lawton of 1977, Chris Soley Perkins. Chris was also Miss New York City in '79, and she was first runner-up at the New York State pageant. Currently singing at Happy's in Lawton. Also, she's in rehearsal for the musical I Do, I Do at Lawton Community Theater. The show will open in May. She's married to Scott Perkins. She got married in June, and she plans to move to Dallas to pursue a career including the singing of jingles for radio and television. Chris Sudley Perkins, Miss Lawton, 77. We have Miss Lawton of 1978, Sherry Heathens Conwell. After attending Central Pennsylvania Youth Ballet, Sherry returned to Lawton and married Robert T. Conwell in January of '81. She is in her third year as owner and teacher at Sherry's Dance Center. Now you probably can't tell this just by looking, but Sherry is expecting a baby, and it's not too obvious now, is it? She looks lovely. She's expecting her baby in June. Her birthday. Miss Lawton of 1979, another beautiful young lady that I competed with, Linda Jones Butemeyer. Linda is presently teaching physical education in the Lawton Public Schools. She also teaches clogging to her students, and she has a traveling clogging team. She's been married only 3 months to her husband Brad, and they both enjoy taking care of their farm, target shooting, snow, and water skiing. Linda Jones Butemeyer, Miss Lawton, 79. Back with us, Miss Lawton of 1980, Karen House. Karen is a 92 graduate of Penn University with a degree in vocal performance. Since graduation, she has sung with the La Jolla Symphony and is currently traveling with the convention and gospel group whom we will hear from later tonight, the Spur Girls. Karen House, Miss Lawton of 1980. Miss Lawton of 1981, Lori Eversole Leach. As you know, Lori was in the top 10 of the Miss Oklahoma Pageant of '81. She and her husband Stephen live in Lubbock, Texas. Lori is a real estate administrator in a law firm. Miss Lawton of '81, Lori Eversole Leach. And of course, we have our reigning Miss Lawton with us, Miss Lawton of 1984, Cindy Baker. Welcome her back. Okay, Cindy. Cindy, come here. I have something very lovely for you. So lovely that they doubled it. How about this? Aren't these beautiful? We're presenting these to you, Cindy, tonight. Beautiful. Well, I tell you, I'm ready now to introduce a very popular guy, and he's one of my favorites, I can tell you that, and we all know who he is. He's the newly elected mayor, Wayne Gillig. Come on, Mr. Mayor. Oh, this is a popular guy, but I tell you what, before I congratulate you on your recent re-election, I do have a question for you. What I want to know is the fact that your opponent's name was Shady Sam. What I want to know is if his name had anything to do with your walloping.
I don't know.
I really put him on the spot with that one. But I think you could be anyone that had been in the running. It's great to be back in law.
Glad to have you back too.
Let's bring out Miss Oklahoma.
Oh, I'm ready.
In fact, he's always ready. He's always ready. All right, everyone, let's welcome Julie Sunday, Miss Oklahoma.
something that treasure, we all treasure, and that's the keys of this beautiful city. And not only will it open the doors of many of our places here, but the hearts of our people. Because we love Oklahoma, we love Sunday, and we certainly love me. I was thrilled beyond imagination a few minutes ago that Lawton's wonderful, lovely Miss Lawton for this year. Cindy Baker gave me this beautiful portrait of her to be in City Hall, here at City Hall, as we have all the young ladies. All the Glasby girls are there. And as we talk about Glasby girls, let's bring out Glasby. Will you come out? Several years, a Glasby girl is always lovely. She'll be lovely forever. And that's what we all talk about, the Glasby girl. And so we're honored tonight to have her here. We're going to honor her a little bit later on with Bobbie Glasby Day in Lawton, Oklahoma, and bring back many more, we hope. But we're grateful for her. It's indicative of your interest that you fill up this building every time we have a wonderful Lawton Day in Miss America contest. And so we're happy to have her too in our city and what she means to us. So without further ado, again, I would say to you a great big ovation for America's #1 glamour girl, if there ever was one, Bobbie Glasby.
Have you all had some rain? You have, haven't you? Boy, I tell you, we've had some rain in Kansas. We've had some rain in Tulsa the last few days. It has really been wet.
Well, this is one of my tributes to that kind of weather. Some of my favorite songs about rain.
The lightning when it lights up the sky. You know it makes me feel good. Showers wash all my cares away. I wake up to a sunny day 'cause I love rainy nights. Yes, I love rainy nights. Ooh, I love rainy nights. And with one wish I can say, kiss me in the rain, make me feel like won't even mind if I get wet.
Well, now let's begin the contestants competition with evening gown, what some people think is the loveliest of all competitions. We will begin, of course, with contestant number 1, Laura O'Leary.
Good evening. Shakespeare said, beauty is kindness, but beauty comes from within. I'm Laura O'Leary, the 20-year-old junior at the University of Oklahoma. I'm majoring in international relations.
Laura is the daughter of Dr. and Mrs. Norman O'Leary. She is an 82 graduate of Lawton High. She had the honor of being homecoming queen, head cheerleader, top 10 seniors, and Muslim American high school students. She is currently a junior at Oklahoma University, working toward a BA in international relations. Contestant number 1, Laura O'Leary. Contestant number 2, Denise Castro.
Rubber bands, like human beings, were made to serve a purpose. Now we can sit here limp and do nothing, or we can stretch to attain our goals and to serve the purpose we were put here on this earth for. Now there'll always be that resistance tempting us to loosen up and get back into that comfortable zone. But unless we stretch, we don't feel that sense of accomplishment. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm stretching, and it feels great. Good evening, I'm Denise Castro.
Denise is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Castro. She has been a choreographer for 3 years and entertains civic groups with dancing routines. Denise would like to continue teaching young cheerleaders, and someday she'd like to own and operate her own preschool. This is contestant number 2, Denise Castro. Contestant number 3, Shelley Watts.
We all must have a vision as individuals and as a nation. Without a vision, the people perish. The vision that is easily attained will not bring growth, but it takes perseverance, diligence, and faith in God and in ourselves to make our dreams come true. May we all have the courage to set our sights high and the wisdom to see that everything is possible if we believe. Good evening. I'm Shelley Watts.
Shelley is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs.
say, love isn't love until you give it away. I love you.
Outstanding drama student and first at state with humorous interpretation. She has won 3 first-place trophies at Louisiana Tech, University of Arkansas, and Central Arkansas University. She will attend Speech Nationals in Baltimore, Maryland in April. Contestant number 5, Sharicia Woodrick. Contestant number 6, Sonia Williams.
Senior at Eisenhower High School. My outlook on life is this: bite off more than you can chew and chew it. Plan more than you can do and do it. Hitch your wagon to a star. Hold on tight, and there you are.
Competitions. She was selected 83-84 Driver of the Year. This is contestant number 6, Sonia Williams. Contestant number 7, Eloise Raphael.
Mighty is the vision of those who strive with heart and determination. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Eloise Raphael. I'm an 18-year-old freshman attending Campbell University, majoring in corporate communications.
Eloise is the daughter of Sergeant First Class and Mrs. Pete Raphael. She loves performing before live audiences. She was first runner-up in the 84 Oklahoma State Talent Search, third runner-up in the 84 Miss Lawton Pageant, and she's the reigning Miss Black Cannon University. This is contestant number 7, Eloise Raphael. Contestant number 8, Julie Roberts.
Every day, we communicate through speech, song, and sign language. Tonight, I will communicate my feelings to you with the expression of dance. Hello, my name is Julie Roberts. then try and try again. Good evening, I'm Luann Witherspoon, a 22-year-old senior attending Cameron University, majoring in psychology and minoring in sociology. Luann was second runner-up in the 81 Miss Lawton Pageant. She is the reigning Oklahoma American Beauty and Oklahoma's Diamond Girl. She will audition this spring for Opryland in Nashville. This is contestant number 10, Luann Witherspoon. Well, let's have all of the girls come forward in their evening gowns to give the judges an opportunity for group judging. Miss Lawton, 75, as she sings, "We Shall Behold Him."
the angels show the shout of the sleeping shall
Now we'll continue the contestants competition with talent. You know, the one thing that sets the Miss America pageant program apart from all other pageants is the fact that talent is 50% of the competition. You see, this is an opportunity for girls with talent to display it and to merit a scholarship to further their training and their education. So I'm excited to be a part of this program. I know that you're glad you're here because you're going to be entertained tonight. Let's begin with contestant number 5, Sharicia McGriff, as she performs a dramatic monologue and song from a Broadway show called Workin', and the tune is If I Could Have Been. Sharicia McGriff.
I've always known that I wanted more out of life. I was 15 going on 16. I was sitting in a coffee shop when a friend of mine came along. She said, hurry up, I've got a cab outside waiting. We can make $50 in 20 minutes. Looking back on it now, I wonder why I was so quick to run out of that coffee shop. But you see, I was lonely then. I didn't experience myself as being very attractive. I was bright, but I just didn't know how to play the games. And men, they didn't want to get involved with me emotionally. They were scared. And for a while, I a job. I'm a hustler. Even when I'm not hustling, I'm a hustler. You are what you are. But I don't think that's any terribly different than you working on the assembly line for 40 hours a week. You come home numb, cut off, and dehumanized. If I could have done what I could have done, I could have done big things, but some not to do what I wanted to. I could have done big things. Swam a few rivers, climbed a few hills, paid all my bills. Way back then I had ambition, a lot of stamina and guts. I never took no for an answer. It was a tough but so fun, although it stands for bud. Although it stands for bud. But if I could have been what I could have been, I could have been something. If my destiny had been left to me, I could have been something. If they had just let me go when I was raring to go, when I was raring to go back then. But God only knows. What I could have been. What I could have been.
Johann Strauss wrote an operetta called Die Fledermaus, which means the bat. And a character in this musical, Adele, is a servant. Well, in this particular situation, she has dressed herself up as a countess. Well, she is recognized at a party by the Marquis, and he recognizes her as a servant, and she informs him that that is not at all what she is. Heather Brown, contestant number 9, will now sing Look Me Over Once.
Look me over once, look me over twice, you will not repeat the dark. Look me over once, look me over twice, and try but your own remark.
songs written through the ages. One of my favorites from the 1970s was a disco tune performed by Donna Summer, Last Dance. Here to perform that song tonight is Luann Witherspoon, contestant number 10. And now, contestant number 6, Sonny Williams, will change the pace a little bit, playing on the piano a solo toccata.
Thank
now going to perform a gymnastics routine to Rocky 2. Out of the bed in the morning. Only sometimes. Well, let's continue now with the talent competition. We'll begin the second half with contestant number 2, Denise Castro. She is going to perform a jazz dance to the tune Hello Again. have a voice tomorrow. That's great. Boy, that means so much to these girls. Don't ever suppress your applause. Contestant number 7, Eloise Raphael, will sing God Bless the USA.
If tomorrow the things were gone, worth for all our lives, and you had to start again, with just the children and the wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. Other taxes for freedom, and they can't take that away. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And I'm glad they stand next to you and we can today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless from the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, with pride in every American home and the pride we stand today. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And I stand next to you and defend our freedom today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And I stand next to you and defend our freedom today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless
Great song. All right, let's continue now with contestant number 1, Laura O'Leary, as she performs a piano piece, Ante et Escorial. Laura O'Leary.
you.
sing, I went to beg for water.
Contestant number 3 will now sing Stubborn Love.
Don't you ever tire of hearing what I feel I've been? Yes, I should pray, but what can I say? Oh, it hurts to know the 100 times I've caused you pain. The forgive me sounds so empty when I never change. Yet you stay and say I love you still, giving
A warm Lawton welcome to our reigning Miss Oklahoma as she performs for us. Julie Sunday, Miss Oklahoma of 1984. And now we're going to finish with our last phase of competition, and that is swimsuit. You know, swimsuit has been a little controversial in the past, but I'd like to tell you that this is an opportunity for these girls to display a lot of hard work. These girls didn't come tonight without a lot of preparation for swimsuit competition. It's an opportunity for them to display a lot of composure standing up here in swimsuits and high heels in front of all of you. Let's begin with contestant number 1, Laura O'Leary. Laura has studied piano, ballet, tap, 3, Shelley Watts. Shelley was nominated for Who's Who in American Colleges and Universities and was the upper-level senator in the student government of the Education and Psychology departments at Cameron. She enjoys being with good friends, family, and Pekingese dogs. Her favorite sports are running and softball. This is contestant number 3, Shelley Watts. Contestant number 4, Loretta Bowman. Loretta enjoys singing and has won various pageant awards. Her other interest is physical fitness activities, such as swimming, hiking, and weightlifting. One of her many goals is to own a Mercedes convertible and a St. Bernard by the time she is 25 years old. I have neither, and I'm 22. Contestant number 4, Loretta Bowman. Contestant number 5, Sharicia McGriff. Sharicia is an 84 graduate of Eisenhower High. She was nominated for 83-84 Homecoming Queen, Student of the Month, and Outstanding Drama Student. She won the first runner-up with the Miss Cameron Pageant last month. Her favorite hobbies include dancing, exercising, walking, and reading. This is contestant number 5, Sharicia McGriff. Contestant number 6, Sonia Williams. Sonia says that she's learned a lot about life growing up a PK, a preacher's kid. She enjoys working with and helping people. Her favorite hobbies include keeping fit, collecting mementos, and learning about space. Her favorite sports are water skiing and jogging. Contestant number 6, Sonia Williams. Contestant number 7, Eloise Raphael. Eloise is a member of Cameron Singers and was nominated for Homecoming Queen. She was a gentry singer and ran track for 4 years while at Eisenhower. She also won a music scholarship at Cameron and is a former treasurer of the Ebony Society. Eloise is also a Red Cross volunteer. This is contestant number 7, Eloise Raphael. Contestant number 8, Julie Roberts. Julie was selected for inclusion in the National Honor Roll yearbook and Who's Who of American high school students. She loves working with children and would someday like to open her own performing arts studio. This is contestant number 8, Roberts. Contestant number 9, Heather Brown. Heather placed 4th in the women's solo and general music test interscholastic meet at Cameron. She has had private voice for 2 years and piano for 2.5. Heather maintains a 3.8 GPA. Her favorite hobbies are collecting dolls, crocheting, crafts, and bicycling. This is contestant number 9, Heather Brown. Contestant number 10, Luann Witherspoon. In high school, Luann won honors in volleyball, track, and gymnastics. She was an honor cheerleader and member of the Honor Cadet Club. She was vice president of her senior class and was selected for a who's who among American high school students. She's on the Dean's Honor Roll at Cameron. Contestant number 10, Luann Witherspoon. Let's welcome back the very talented Cindy Baker as she performs a jazz dance to All That Jazz. special group of people with us tonight to entertain. Here in house, you know, a former Miss Lawton, and she is singing now with a group called the Spurlows. And this group travels over 100,000 miles each year. They perform for presidents and other notable dignitaries. Hey, Omar, what are you
around. What you see? Everybody come on. Let's commence to sing Josie. Everybody be back. Take a look at what you got to start. Free for this speaking. And I might see you just running to me. Just turn around. Go to yourself and take it back. Everybody be glad. Sunshine just for us. Well, you know, I got to be in the audience and watch the first half. And I was pleasantly surprised. I come from a small town in Michigan. And I think you guys outclassed just a little bit. So, we're going to feature Karen on the next package of songs. It's a medley of songs that I know you'll recognize. I'd like to present Our Miss America and your former Miss Lawton.
Even when
very often, but we sure do hear about it a lot. Karen never stops bragging about Lawton and her home state. And we know why tonight after being here. We've met some of the friendliest people since we've gotten here. We sure do appreciate it. You know, the Spurlows travel over 100,000 miles every year, and we do over 300 shows all across America. And no matter where we go, the people that we meet, almost all of them have one thing in common that binds us all together. That is that they love this country. Well, we have our own philosophy about America, and it goes like this. Sure, America isn't perfect, and democracy is not perfect either, and I don't know if it ever will be. But we believe, and I think that you'll agree with us tonight, that this is still the greatest nation on earth. And we are talking of the United States of America. Oh, beautiful auspicious castle and the waves of grace. Oh, the mountain majesty above that bruising plain. America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood. From sea to shiver shining sea. America, where when I run, stand beside the red garden through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the valley, to the ocean, bless America, our home sweet home. God bless America, our home sweet home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. I'm singing the West as all 100 earthly past. They have builded here an altar in the evening news and dance. I can read His righteousness inside the dim and flaring lamp. His day is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on.
Well, I want to bring back out Cindy Baker for her final walk and speech as Miss Lawton. Cindy?
In a race, everyone runs, but only one person can get first place. So run your race to win.
must deny yourselves many things that keep you from doing your best. An athlete goes through all of these things to win the blue ribbon. I also run for spiritual reward that never disappears. So I run straight to my goal with purpose in every step, fighting to win. I'm interested in physical activity because my parents were. I'm interested in physical education because I believe in it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cindy Baker, Miss Lawton, 1984. I'd like to share with you a couple of things first before I am history. And part of that is that my reign has been one of fulfillment, excitement, adventure, establishing the present, and retirement of the past. I've encountered people who, through their warmth and willingness to share their knowledge, encouraged me not to be afraid to be different. Different. That's what I thrive on. I feel that it's important to accept who you are and believe in it 100%. If you fail, don't quit. Pick up where you left off and strive for excellence. You know, I wrote some things down, and I told Bobbie, I said, this is so unprofessional, Bobbie, but it went through my mind when I was backstage at the weekend, and I thought, well, I want to share this with you, so I'm going to my part. And it has to do with what is a winner, and I think it's very appropriate for what the time is. And I just want to say, what is a winner? To determine what a winner is, we must open our minds and our hearts to new ideas and philosophies, and we must tell ourselves that if we're to get what we want out of life, whatever, I'm not going to do it to him again. I took his out yesterday. Whatever it is that you want out of life, whatever it is that appeals to you, be it Miss Lawton, be it Mayor Gilly, be it a teacher, be it a coach, or be it a golfer, you have to give yourself that opportunity, and ability counts. I think ability is the element that determines who wins and who loses. But first, you have to give yourself that chance. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to witness what this outlook and what this ability can do. And it's going to be rewarded to some girl that really had determination, desire, and just really worked her rear end off to get what she wanted. I'd like to share with you, first of all, and say this. It is important that we recognize that it's not so much who wins the crown of Miss Lawton. I think that it's important that we realize that every girl up here is a winner, and they truly are. And it's because if you saw these girls from the very beginning that they came in to the very moment, right now, when they're backstage and their legs are shaking and they're thinking, well, look at me, look at me. Well, whoever it's going to be, she worked hard for it, and I think it's great. It's well deserved. And I'm very proud to be Miss Lawton for 1984. Perhaps I'll come back. I know I'll be back. You'll probably see me on Shape Magazine someday. That's my goal, ultimately. I may come back as Miss America, who knows, but you will see me again. God bless my mother and my father, my sister, and my friends who carried me through this. And Bobbie, you really carried me through. I thank everybody. I've had an enjoyable year. God bless you all. Reach out and run your race to win. Thank you very much. Photogenic for 1985 is contestant number 1. You know, Bill Crawford is a very special memory for the
the Miss Lawton Pageant. His dedication to these young women and their development of their talents has meant so much. We greatly miss him. And in his honor, we have a non-finalist scholarship talent award, and it is provided by the Bill Crawford Memorial Scholarship Fund for the most talented non-finalist. And this award goes to Sonny Williams, contestant number 6. And now Miss Lawton and her court, beginning with 4th runner-up. And she is Julie Roberts, contestant number 8. Third runner-up is contestant number 3. And our second runner-up, Eloise Raphael, contestant number 7. Our first runner-up, a very important position to be held in the event that Miss Lawton should be unable to fulfill her duties, which we have seen happen. First runner-up to Miss Lawton is Laura O'Leary, contestant number 1. And your new Miss Lawton, 1985, to compete in Tulsa in June for the crown of Miss Oklahoma, hopefully on to the Miss America crown, is Denise